I was born on Parsons Road, Hamilton, Parsons Road, Pembroke Parish anyway, and I lived in Bermuda till I was about 10, just about to turn 11. I lived out in the U.S. for 27 years, almost 30 years. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. That's what the normal saying is, I suppose. And boy, did I. I was influenced by the street. I loved the ghetto. And the ghetto loved me a little too much, if you know what I mean, as far as becoming addicted to drugs, you know, marijuana, drinking, the whole 9 yards. You know, I shot heroin, I shot cocaine, intravenously. I did all those things, you know. I was a bit of a bad boy. I got caught one time and was deported back to Bermuda in the year 2001. I did 6 years in a penitentiary, PNM, New Mexico, and that taught me a great deal. Taught me that I don't ever want to go back to prison. So today, I do everything that I possibly can to stay away from prison. As far as, I may go in and talk to people about how to get your life straightened out. I landed in Bermuda 2001. I'll never forget, it was the weekend after 9/11. The U.S. was cleaning up their homelands. They were cleaning up their jails and sending people back to their home countries. Fortunately, I got back, and I say fortunately because this is my home, and I have a lot of family here that are behind me. They encourage me to do the right things in life. You know, I'm 54 years old now. I have grandchildren, and I live for them now. Reflecting, you know, I had help from Nelson Bascom, Sandy Butterfield, a place called Focus. The church, you know, I was under Dr. Maria Seaman, Pastor Dr. Maria Seaman. My wife had a dream to go back to school, and now we're just focusing on actualizing her dream. I've always wanted to be a counselor and help people in the drug addiction world, so I'm going back to school. Here I am today, I'm just waiting on one document, and I'm about to go to Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, a Bible college called Christ for the Nations. You know, ever since turning my life and my will over to God, this is where it's led me, and it's a beautiful part of my life. The church I go to now is called the Ecclesia, actually. It means the called out ones. I credit my spiritual development today to Pastor Richard Scott, a very good man, a young man, but he was a very knowledgeable man. And he actually went to the school I'm about to. He's an alumni of the school that I'm about to go to attend now. And it's called Christ for the Nations. But Richard Scott, Cal Burgess, some great men of God, and very helpful and knowledgeable. So that's where I go to church now. We meet at Whitney at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I can honestly say that, you know, I get kind of choked up when I talk about this. It's a great thing to do. I love to help people, so I'm going to go to school and get my degree. And keeping it real, hey, you have to have a paper that says you can do whatever in life today. My drug addiction counseling papers. I'm going to get my biblical counseling papers. And I had a dream, not a dream, but God spoke to me, and he told me that my wife and I will be relationship specialists, and I will be a drug addiction counselor. I just want to give back to my community, which is Bermuda, the whole of the island, not just where I live. I try to impart this information to my son, my daughters, and they're doing okay. You know, actually staying at my daughter's house right now. I'm just waiting on one document from the United States government to say that I can go to school in the United States. And that's my student visa. So hopefully it will come today. And then tomorrow I'll get on a plane and go to Dallas-Fort Worth and start my life again.
If it's one piece of advice that you can give to someone who may be on drugs, or struggling with an addiction, what would that advice be?
I would say to change the people you hang out with. Change the places you hang around. You have to change everything about your life. because you only know one way right now, and that's to use, do everything you can to get the money to use. So once you clean up yourself, you can go to school. Regardless of your background, you know, people will help you get into school, get an education. Education is so important today, you know, and look to God. Keep God first in your life.